What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and we need to talk about the stock formerly known as SPRT, now known as GREE. Support.com turned into Greenwich Generation Holdings, and we need to talk about a potential lawsuit that's going on and a bunch of other things related to this stock. So let's first take a look at the chart, and you can see that this stock has just been killing investors. It's just been dumping and dumping and dumping. Even today, we were making new lows just a couple of minutes ago, new all-time lows for this stock, $33.01. And this stock has really just been a killer of portfolios. You know, everyone who was involved in the merger that I've heard from has been hurt terribly by this stock, especially, you know, on the first day when it dropped by 50% and has just continued to dump and dump and dump. So this is very bad for a lot of people who were involved in this, people who were involved in SPRT and thought that short squeeze was going on. Man, this really killed a lot of retail investors, and institutions are probably not too upset about that because they are laughing all the way to the bank with it, right? And what you can actually see is some kind of, unfortunate news, but obviously was going to happen anyways, is SPRT on Google Trends has just been decreasing, rather GREE has just been decreasing. There hasn't been that much attention ever since the merger. It's been rather low. We have been getting some attention lately, likely because of this lawsuit that's been going on. People have been searching for this. But you can also see on Ortex, there's still no data for the short interest percent of free float. There is some data over here, but nothing that we really care about. We really want to know what the short interest percentage of the free float is. So that's just a quick stock update for those of you who are wondering. I know most of you are probably curious about the lawsuit, which I was looking into. And there's actually a link to it on Reddit. I will post the link to the lawsuit in the description of this video, but thank you for whoever posted this to Reddit. It did help me find the lawsuit case for Support.com, the class action that's going on. And I will be breaking this down for you guys so you can better understand it. So basically what's going on is this lawyer agency, right? This lawyer firm, I don't know how to pronounce them, Bergar and Iagel and Squire. I'll just call them BES for the purposes of this video. They're a nationally recognized stockholder rights law firm, and they've launched an investigation into whether the board members of Support.com SPRT breached their fiduciary duties or violated the federal securities laws in connection with the company's acquisition by Greenwich Generation Holdings. So basically, that's just them saying they're going to be doing a class action lawsuit. They announced that they had signed an agreement, blah, blah, blah. This is just like a description, really, of this is just the overview page. This is a description of what's going on and what has happened with Support.com and GREE. Now, there is a form down here that you can fill out, and this is join the case by filling out the form below. Now, I will tell you what I think about this form. I think that this doesn't necessarily, it's not required to become a part of the reward settlement for the class action lawsuit. I believe the way these lawsuits work is everyone who is affected by the issue, at the end of the case, there will be a verdict. Either the company did something wrong or they didn't. If they didn't do anything wrong, then nothing happens. If they did do something wrong, then there will be some kind of settlement. And anyone who was affected by that at that time will have the opportunity to apply for some kind of reward from the settlement, right? They'll be able to get some kind of compensation for the bad things that have happened. Now, this form right here is actually giving you an opportunity to join the case and become a leading plaintiff. Now, on this page, the retainer agreement, you can see the association with the council, other actions, right? So if you do fill out that form, it's possible that you won't be appointed as a lead plaintiff for the action. They may contact you for other reasons. But overall, that form, I don't know if it's the most important to fill out. If you click on join the case, you get access to the form right here. I'm not sure if you have to fill that out, but if you did lose a significant amount of money, it may be worth filling out the form and doing your best to join the case and help yourself and others share the story basically in the court about what might be going on with SPRT and GRE and give your perspective on it, because it says this is a list of your responsibilities as a representative plaintiff. You will have the duty to represent your interests, and you may be asked to provide documentation and potentially be asked to sit for a deposition. Now, I don't believe that form obligates you to do any of those things, just filling that out. I think that maybe you'll be obligated in the future, if you continue along with the process. But I'm really not sure. I'm not a lawyer. Obviously, none of this is legal or financial advice. This is just my opinion on what all of this means. But I do think that potentially that form could be a good one to fill out, especially if you are hurting particularly badly from this merger. I know a lot of people have lost a lot of money on it. It might be worth filling out the form to help out and just basically get some more support behind this case. Now, at the end of this case, right, there will be a contingency fee, right? So basically the way this case is working is this lawyer agency, BES, will not be charging you guys anything. You won't be responsible for paying any legal fees, out-of-pocket costs, or anything related to the litigation of the case, regardless of the outcome. However, if they win, then they will be taking a fraction of the winnings. They'll be basically paying themselves after the fact. They'll do all the work right now, try to win the case, and if they can, then they end up getting rewarded. So they actually have quite a big incentive to be working very hard on this case and to try to do their best to win and to win as much as possible in the settlement. So the court might then award them additional fees and whatnot. If I think if they lose, they might get something back. I'm not sure who would be paying for that, but you guys are not obligated to pay anything regardless of the outcome. That's what they're saying right here. And the settlement, they will consult you regarding any settlement negotiations and seek to obtain your approval, basically to make sure that you guys are happy with it. So I believe that's only if you've ended up filling out the form, if you're one of the lead representatives for as a plaintiff, right? If you're one of those, then I think you'll have a more active role in this case. I don't think they'll actually contact everyone who is affected by the issue. That typically happens after the lawsuit has ended. And termination of the agreement. If you're not chosen as a representative, we do not choose to pursue other issues. We'll provide you with notification, and you basically won't have to do anything else or be part of this anymore. However, I think you'll still be entitled to, if you were hurt and the lawsuit ends up being a success, then you'll still be entitled to whatever compensation that would give to you, basically. So this is an interesting lawsuit that's going on, interesting page to look at, to consider signing up for. Obviously, I'm not encouraging anyone to do that one way or the other. I just wanted to bring this to your guys' attention and kind of break it down a little bit with my very limited legal experience, right? I don't know necessarily what all the jargon means, but I did try to break it down for you guys in a way that was relatively easy to understand. Hopefully, I did a decent job of that. Obviously, not a lawyer, not financial advice, not legal advice, but this is an interesting thing to be looking at. And maybe you guys want to go onto that page. I'll put the link in the description, do some additional research into especially this lawyer agency. You might want to look into them a little bit more. I might make videos on this in the future, but honestly, I think the people on the channel are probably a little bit tired of hearing about SPRT and GREE. This is kind of just the last thing that I wanted to let you guys know about, because it is kind of putting the final feather in the cap for this chapter of SPRT and GREE. I think that these kind of lawsuits typically go on for long periods of time. My expectation is months or years that this will be going on for. That's typically how these class action lawsuits go. So that's what I have for you guys today on SPRT and GREE and the lawsuit. So there is a confirmed lawsuit going on. Brager and Agel and Squire, however you say it, that's the firm doing it. You can look into them. You can look into the link that I have in the description. And, probably want to look into some other aspects of the case. Just do your own research on that. But other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.